Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes Report for the past 24 hours for the 10th of September, day 930. A lot of Frontline Changes report and some major developments happens over at the Kursk front. The Kursk front, the Russians seems to have launched a major counter-offensive operation over in the western flank of the Kursk front. So we jump straight into this before we go into all the other things. So Russian forces have launched a major attack coming from Karinovo region, and this was first highlighted by Deep State UA, the pro-Ukrainian source, actually noted in the geolocation of Russian forces, a armored column going down the highway, or rather the road, from the south of to the south of Karinovo, from Karinovo itself, heading towards Snagos. It was geolocated here. So as such, this has already caused a immediate invalidation of Ukrainian claims in this region, as the Russian forces have definitely cleared this area here. There's no Ukrainian forces stopping them or firing at them. And the current situation looks like this, with the Russian forces attacking from Karinovo towards Snagos, and towards Blechovo, towards Venezapnoe, as well as Godievka. And the frontline changes currently, based on Russian claims, is that they have reached the outskirts of Snagos. They have reached along the entire road south of Snagos, from Byakovo all the way to Venezapnoe, as well as all the way to Godievka. And this is based on the most conservative estimates from the Russian sources, and currently these are based on Russian claims. Only this area here in the north, where the convoy was actually geolocated by the Ukrainian side, is confirmed capture. The current rumors from the pro-Russian side, they say that based on their preliminary information that they have, the Russians have actually captured Blokhovo, Vinnytsia, and Godievka. And there's a high and this means that the Ukrainian forces is currently stuck in the encirclement, or possible operational encirclement over in this Snagos region. So anyway, the red one is the only one that is really more firm. This goal line, this yellow line, take it with a pinch of salt first, because there is a lot of instances where the pro-Russian side get ahead of themselves, and they claim capture, they claim a lot of things that did not happen because they are too excited. So but what is confirmed is that there is a major assault on the western flank of the Kursk front, where the Russians have now engaged in multiple locations. Previously, all these locations, we have always been reporting about the shelling and the possible raiding fire attacks. So now this has turned into a real major offensive. So we will continue to monitor the situation. So far, preliminary or the current information seems to suggest that the Ukrainians do not have the means to deal with this offensive. And this is also direct consequences of the lack of ability from the Ukrainians to stop the Russians from coming in through Glushkovo. So let me move everything here like this so you can actually see better. The Ukraine is supposed to launch a major offensive against Glushkovo, but the inability to do it, and an inability to stop the Russians from continue to launch to send troops across pontoon crossings, have now accumulated into a massive Russian force that allows them to do a major counteroffensive. So this is why you need to watch a sit rep, and if not, maybe watch the conclusions. Conclusions probably will cover it from time to time, but the situation report, I will always cover the situation day to day, and which is why I can actually you probably will not find this a surprise if you are following the sit rep by DPA. So anyway, this is the frontline changes over in the eastern flank. In yesterday's situation report, we already covered this because this happens much earlier. The Ukrainian forces was geolocated in Vetrino, which means that they have actually a more advanced front line than previously understood over the Medvedevka region, and there's a high chance that they also have control over Vetrino entirely. But this is going to be in deep trouble. This region here, if the Russians can launch a major offensive into Snagos, which means that this area here might also be at risk of potential encirclement. But anyway, we will talk about it, much more later, because this is the frontline changes report. The next frontline change is over at Makiivka. So this is already mentioned in the situation report. Southeast of Makiivka, Russian forces geolocated in this area, and which invalidates part of this Ukrainian claims. So that's about it. Over at Marinivka, over in the Pokrovsk front. So this is Pokrovsk. At the Pokrovsk front, this is one of the latest information. Russian forces geolocated on the western part of Marinivka, and with this geolocation confirms that the Russians have fully taken Marinivka. So this, but just to be conservative, I still left the areas south of Marinivka still under possible Ukrainian control, but everything north of it is now confirmed to be Russian taken. So this is a frontline change over in the south of Novohorodivka, and it makes sense because this is actually a continuation of the Russian operations in the Novohorodivka region, as they previously was reportedly attacking west of Novohorodivka. So a continuation of the offensive over in the south makes perfect sense in this context. And south of this region here, over in the Ukraine's region, there is some major frontline changes. This is reported by the Ukrainian side. So Russian forces have begun to do an envelopment of Ukraine with captures of some tree lines in the north of Ukraine, with the Russian forces taking the entire tree line as they try to hit to the rear position of Ukraine. And in the north of Lysivka, the Ukrainian mapping have also considered that this area is under Russian control, which shouldn't be ever in doubt because of the way how the front line have formed up. And in the south of Ukraine, the Russian forces also expanded their control in the Dacha region. So in essence, the Russian forces basically is now on the verge of encircling Ukraine, and I suspect this will actually trigger a withdrawal of the Ukrainian forces from Ukraine, probably towards Sukhorine. But anyway, we do not know how this will develop. Maybe the Ukrainians will stay to fight, perhaps. But anyway, that's just a projection. So anyway, do watch the conclusions that I've just published, maybe 12 hours, actually less than that. So less than 12 hours ago. So thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe. Like I mentioned, check out the conclusions. And for those that do not know the breakup of all the different things, the frontline changes report, which is what you're watching now, and the conclusions, which is the analysis and opinions of me covering the war, is on this channel, the main channel. The situation report, the summary, which is a military style daily briefing, is on the DPA war channel, because to manage the airtime as well as to make to let the hardcore war fans watch it on the separate channel, so that the more general viewers can just enjoy the easier to watch videos like the frontline changes report and the conclusions. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Conclusions.